rules. That means we are going to have our quiz on April 24th of this week, which is Friday, as we always do. I had a number of you not take it last Friday. Looking at about 15 of you or so not taking it. Guys, got to take it on Friday. That's the only thing you have on your agenda. Make sure you're doing that. For some reason, you can't. You got to tell me. And work schedules and things are usually known ahead of time, so let me know before it's too late. All right, this week, number one, anyways versus anyway. How do you know which one to use? It's pretty easy because it's always anyway. Never use anyways. Always anyway. Anyways, it's just a slang thing that people started using. It doesn't there's no explanation as to why. But you always use anyway. Always use anywhere. And then the rest of them all have to do with anywhere, somewhere, nowhere, and everywhere. And to be honest with you, I never thought anybody ever used the where with an S after it. I've heard anyways plenty of times, but I've never heard anybody say anywheres or nowheres or everywheres. But about 5 years after I started teaching that rule at Burnsville, I did have a kid tell me they couldn't find something nowheres. And I was like, oh, it's you. You're the reason for that rule. All right, here we go. Let's keep it going then. So we still use it because we still use the rule because there are some people out there that don't seem to know. All right, number two, definitely. This is just a spelling error, really. You guys know this. You know what the difference between definitely and defiantly, but it's it's still we want to learn to spell it right. So definitely means absolutely. This is a sure thing, right? It's definite. It's going to happen. Defiantly means you're resisting. You're going against orders. You're breaking a law, whatever. So teachers definitely need to come up with better stories, right? That's just the word. It's D. We'll get into that in a second. Hang on. The next one is defiantly walked out of class. And again, I don't think this is anything more. And look at it, even the computer trying to tell me I'm spelling it wrong. There's nothing more than a spelling error. And so definitely, again, it's D by nightly. That's definitely define nightly. That helps you use it. Next one, the difference between principal and principal PAL versus PLE. The first one, PAL, is the main or primary thing. The person at school, that's the principal. They are the main or primary person at school. That's why it's spelled PAL. I was taught growing up that they're your pal, and that's why we spell PAL. That's a lie. They might be a nice person, but it's because they're main or primary person at the school. A principal PLE is like a truth or a law or maybe like a moral that you hold. Uh, so you could have a main truth that you follow. So you could have a principal. You can use them in the same sentence like that. All right, so the blank rule is to do your work. The primary rule, that's the principal, PAL. Go do your work. And then I didn't sneak out because it was against my principles, PLE. That is principle versus principles. Next one, seen versus saw. Seen is past participle of see. It's not past tense, past participle. And you only use it with helping verbs. And helping verbs are had, has, and have. Saw, that is your past tense of see. All right. So I seen them running down the hall, or I saw them running down the hall. You saw them running down the hall. I have seen this movie before, or I have saw this movie. We've got a helping verb. We got have, so we go with seen. All right, number 5. Who, which, and that. These are things that we use when we're describing other things. Who refers only to people. Which for things. If you can't decide what it is you're talking about for any reason, then you can use that, because that refers to both people and things. Now, if this doesn't make a ton of sense to you, just going off the rule, the explanation or the example should help, because it is kind of a weird rule. And so Cane's is a restaurant blank I love to frequent. You wouldn't say who I love to frequent because the restaurant is not a person. But you could say which I love to frequent because it's a place, it's a thing, it's a noun, the proper noun, which I love to frequent. All right. Well, it kind of is a proper noun. Never mind. Forget I said that. Mr. McDevitt is the guy who brought the donuts because he is a person. And for either one of these, you could say that. So if you're confused, if you're lost, if you don't know what to do, just say that. Because Cane's is a restaurant that I love to frequent works. Mr. McDevitt is a guy who brought the donuts. That works too. Use whatever it is you want to use. That or who, that or which, fine. Just don't confuse which and who. That's it. That's week 5. Again, our quiz is going to be on Friday, so make sure you copy this stuff into your grammar packet. And when you take the quiz, if you wanted to, you could use the packet because there's nothing stopping you. So, again, take a quiz on Friday, and all will be well. Hope you guys have a good